वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। So there are multiple types of reasons. So one reason is that the Lord wants to establish the Yuga Dharma. Then second set of reasons are his confidential reasons. He wants to experience the emotions of Srimati Radharani. He is always intrigued to see how much Srimati Radharani loves him, how much pleasure that she experiences by serving him. So Krishna becomes intrigued. So to understand what's there in the heart of Srimati Radharani and to experience her pleasure, the Lord appears in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so let's see the confidential reasons. Let's first recite the shloka. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah Saukyam Chasyamadनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात् तद्भावाढ्यः समजनिषचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दुः. First line. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva.
Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva.
Second. Swadyo Yenadbhuta Kidrisho Vamadiyah.
स्वाद्यो येन भूतमधुरिमा कीदृशो वा मदीया स्वाद्यो येन भूतमधुरिमा कीदृशो वा मदीया स्वाद्येन भूतमधुरिमा कीदृशो वा मदीया
सौख्यं चास्यामदनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात्
सौख्यं चास्यामदनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात् सौख्यं चास्यामदनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात् सौख्यं चास्यामदनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात्.
Last line. तद्भावाढ्यः समजनिषचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दुः.
तद्भावाद्य समजनि सचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दु तद्भावाद्य समजनि सचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दु तद्भावाद्य समजनि सचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दु तद्भावाद्य समजनि सचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दु.
Okay, thank you. Full shloka. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva.
Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva.
Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah.
Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah.
Saukyam Chasyamadनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात्
Saukyam Chasyamadनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात्
तद्भावाढ्यः समजनिषचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दुः.
तद्भावाढ्यः समजनिषचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दुः.
Next. Shri you want me to, or you will recite?
You listen.
Okay. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva.
Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva.
Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah.
Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah.
Saukyam Chasyamadनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात्
Saukyam Chasyamadनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात्
तद्भावाढ्यः समजनिषचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दुः.
तद्भावाद्यः समजनिषचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दौ.
Very good. Thank you. Next, who is remaining? Yes, Prabhu. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva
श्रीराधाया प्रणय महिमा कीदृशो वा नयैव स्वाद्यो येन भतु मधुरिमा कीदृशो वा मदीयः सौख्यं चास्य मदनुभवतः कीदृशं वेत्ति लोभात् तद्भावाद्य समजनिसचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दुः.
So now let's discuss the meaning of this shloka. Okay, one more recitation. Recite.
Prabhu, I will repeat.
Oh, Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva
श्रीराधाय प्रणयमहिमा कीदृशो वानयैव
Svadyo Yenadbhutammadhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah
वाद्यो येनाद्भुतमधुरिमा कीदृशो वा मदीय
Saukhyam Chasya Madanubhavatah Kidrisham Veti Lobhat
सौख्यं चास्य मदनुभवतः कीदृशं वेति लोभात्
Tadbhavadhyah Samajanisachi Garbhasindhau Harinduhu.
तद्भावाढ्य समजनि सचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दो. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Okay, next we'll recite at the end. More devotees can recite. Now let's discuss the meaning of this shloka. So as I said sometime back, the Supreme Lord, whenever he descends on this planet, he has multiple purposes to accomplish. Some are very confidential purposes, some are very generic purposes. So the Lord appears for multiple reasons, and the general reason for the Lord's descent as Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is to establish Yoga Dharma and spread Harinam Sankirtan and to distribute the process of chanting holy names of Krishna to everybody. Okay. But there are some very confidential and personal reasons for which Lord appears. Okay. Those reasons we will discuss now. Once, after Krishna went back to the spiritual world, after he concluded his pastimes, earthly pastimes in the form of a human being, 5,000 years back, Krishna went back to the spiritual world. There he thought that Srimati Radharani renders so much service to me and she derives so much pleasure in my service. I also want her pleasure. I also want to experience happiness the way she is experiencing. How do I do that? So Krishna became very intrigued to understand the greatness of Radharani's love. Therefore, he descended as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now that those desires of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna are described in this shloka. There are three desires. Number one, Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva. Shri Radhaya means Srimati Radharani. Pranaya means her love for Krishna. Mahima means its greatness. What is the greatness of Srimati Radharani's love for me? Even Krishna himself understood. Himself became curious. Kidrisho Vanayaiva. Kidrisho means what is the nature of Srimati Radharani's love? What's the greatness of her love for me? Krishna is very intrigued. How much she is so obsessed with me. How much she is so eager to serve me. How much she is sacrificing herself for my comforts, my service. Krishna becomes very, very curious. What's there so much in me that she is so attracted to me? Actually, Krishna, the very name Krishna indicates that this personality is extremely attractive. Krishna means all attractive. Okay. Naturally, everybody gets attracted to Krishna. But amongst all those people who get attracted to Krishna, Srimati Radharani is the topmost. Right? So she gets attracted to Krishna more than anyone else can ever get attracted to Krishna, since time immemorial, for the rest of eternity. And Krishna is impressed with devotee service generally. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. When you offer some service to Krishna, then Krishna becomes very eager to accept it. So when you are attracted to Krishna and you want to serve Krishna, Krishna becomes attracted to your service and he will bless you. Now, here a devotee is getting attracted to Krishna and Krishna also gets attracted to a devotee. But who is that devotee who gets attracted to Krishna to the highest possible extent? That is Srimati Radharani. Okay. And who is that devotee to whose devotion Krishna gets attracted to the highest possible extent? That is Srimati Radharani. Right? So amongst all the people who serve Krishna to the best of their ability, Radharani stands topmost. And amongst all the devotees with whose devotion Krishna is extremely impressed, again Radharani gets the first rank. Right? So sometimes we may run behind somebody, they are running behind someone else. Okay, but here is a combination where Radha runs behind Krishna and Krishna runs behind Radha, and their attraction is unlimited, and there is no other attraction or love or bonding that exists which is superior to the bonding between Radha and Krishna. Right? They are the divine couple. Fine. So Krishna generally becomes very curious and intrigued to understand the extent of devotee's devotion, generally speaking. Once he took the form of okay, which form did he take to understand how much his devotees are attached to him, apart from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form? Yes, Shubhangi.
Like that form which is shown to Markandeya, Vatapatrashai.
Vatapatrashai, correct. Krishna becomes an infant baby and he starts sucking his own toe to relish the sweetness that his devotees are relishing while serving his lotus feet, right? So Krishna becomes curious sometimes. He aspires for the pleasure of his own devotees, because the pleasure of being a servant of Krishna is so glorious that even Krishna aspires for that pleasure. In comparison to that pleasure of being a servant of Krishna, even the pleasure of being Krishna is not that exciting, even to Krishna. Right? That's why Vaishnava scriptures say that don't try to become God. You will never become, anyways. Don't try to become one with God, but try to become a servant of God. Being a servant of God and the pleasure that is available in one's servitorship to the Lord is a higher pleasure compared to being one with God. Right? So, even for argument's sake, we accept that these people become one with God. Still, devotees are better than them, Prabhupada says. Why? Devotees can become greater than God. Example is Mother Yashoda tied Krishna. So, Krishna showed entire universe within his mouth to Mother Yashoda. Right? Within his belly, Krishna revealed the entire universe. And Yashoda Mata, after some time, she tied that belly with the rope. Okay? And Krishna became controlled by Mother Yashoda. Means she brought Krishna and the entire universe under her control. And entire universe is there in Krishna's belly. And Krishna's belly is tied by Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda arrested Krishna and his belly. Okay, tied his belly. So what does it mean? So devotees are greater than Krishna, right? Some impersonalists may think themselves one with Krishna, but here is a devotee who is greater than Krishna. Basically, Krishna gives that great position to his devotees. So Krishna himself becomes curious to understand the greatness of the devotion of his devotees. That is the first reason. Sri Radhayaha pranaya mahima kidrisho vanaiva. Second, Swadhyo yenadbhuta madhurima kidrisho vamadiyah. Now, Krishna became curious to understand one more thing. What is that? Madiyah madhurima. Madhurima means Krishna is very sweet, extremely sweet. Which aspect of Krishna is sweet? Can anyone say? Which aspect of Krishna is sweet? When Krishna is saying, when this sloka says Madhurima, Madhura, which aspect of Krishna is Madhur? Everything about Krishna is Madhur. Yes. Everything.
Yes,
Adharam
everything.
Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram, his walking is Madhuram, his sleeping is Madhuram, his talking is Madhuram. The way he talks is completely mesmerizing to everyone who hears his talks. Whether he talks philosophically, logically, or scholarly, or in a very sweet way, or even if he speaks lies also, they're very attractive. That's why the gopis are saying in the Gopi Gita, they say that Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya budhavanognaya pushkarekshana. Madhuraya gira, Krishna, your voice is so sweet. Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya, your statements are very appealing. Your statements are very charming. Your charming statements and your grave and your sweet voice, budhamanognaya, they completely steal the intelligence of very exalted scholars and philosophers and pandits also. Even generally, pandits are not so impressed with our words. They have very strong opinions. They are very scholarly, right? So they don't get impressed. But when Krishna speaks, seeing the logic and the sweetness of his words, they have to get impressed, right? So whether you want to connect with Krishna emotionally or intellectually, right, through your buddhi or through your man, Krishna can impress you with his words. So everything about Krishna is sweet. So Krishna said that Yena Adbhuta Madhurima, my sweetness is Adbhuta, extremely wonderful. Madiyaha. Swadhyo, and Radharani is able to experience, right? Swadhya. Now you take this A here, you put A here, it becomes Aswadhya. Aswadhya means relishing. So you bring this A here. Aswadhyo yena adbhuta madhurima kidrisho vamadiyah. Srimati Radharani is doing aswadana. She is relishing. What is she relishing? Krishna's extreme wonderful sweetness. Madiyah adbhuta madhurima. So what is the extent of my sweetness? Right? To be able to relish sweet or sweet after sweet, you should have a taste for sweet. Right? Some people don't like sweet so much. They like mirchi more. Okay, they like some spicy items, namkeen cheese more, more than sweets. Some people have that taste, so they cannot relish it. But some people have great taste for sweets. Even if you give 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, they will consume, right? So they should have the ability, they should have taste for it, and they should have the digestive power. Some people may eat so many sweets, but they cannot digest it. Okay, so if you have digestion power also, if you have taste for sweets also, then you can relish better. So who amongst all the devotees of Krishna who have the greatest capacity and taste to experience Krishna's sweetness? Srimati Radharani, right? There is no quiz here. You don't have to raise your hands. Answer to all the questions is Radharani only. Okay. So Aswadyo yena adbhuta madhurima kidrisho vamadiyah. Srimati Radharani is able to relish my sweetness more than anyone else can relish. And there is no indigestion also. So much digestive capacity. When somebody has great digestive capacity, even if they eat at any time, whatever may be the quantity, they can digest. Right? Bhima will never get digestion problems. Right? Some people may get digestion problems, and Bhima is called Vrikodara. Even if he eats large quantities of meal, there is no indigestion. Right? Similarly, Srimati Radharani, however much she experiences Krishna's sweetness, there is no satiation, there is no exhaustion, there is no boredom. Although we may have some taste for Krishna Katha, because we are in conditioned state, when we sit in a class and hearing Krishna Katha, after some time we feel a little distracted, we check our phones, okay? So sometimes we are not so absorbed in Krishna Katha, right? Because there is no sufficient taste. We may sit in a class for half an hour, 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours or 2 hours. When class is going on for 5 or 6 hours, 7 hours, who can hear 7 hours class? Kamakshi, you can hear 7 hours class? 7 hours of class. Now, there are half an hour classes.
For the first 2 hours, I will be able to listen, but last 5 hours, I will not be able to listen and I will sleep.
You will sleep. So at least hearing 1 or 2 hours is a big achievement. Some people cannot even hear 5 hours, 5 minutes also. At least Kamakshi at her little age, she is able to hear 1 or 2 hours. That's a big achievement. Some people cannot even sit for 2 minutes also in class because there's no taste for Harikatha, right? So taking darshan. How long can you take darshan? How long can you stand in front of altar? Yes, this little Madhavi. If you are given an opportunity to stand in front of Radha Gopinath altar, how long can you stand? 5 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. What if you are asked to stand for 2 hours? Just see Gopinath. Huh? Okay, you can keep thinking. No problem. Basically, when there is great taste, even if somebody asks you to go away, you want to stand there for 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, right? Some people can do like that. Gopis, they feel even the duration of eye blink is a great obstacle. Even within one eye blink, the duration of one eye blink, they experience millions of yugas of separation from Krishna. They can just open their eyes and look at Krishna for ages to come, right? For years and years. But in a conditioned state, we may not be able to relish the sweetness of Krishna's darshan for beyond some time. Yeah, we have some appreciation, we have some intellectual understanding, but we have not. Many sadhakas are not yet completely developed in their consciousness that they will be able to see Krishna continuously for 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours like that, right? That requires great taste. But Radharani, no boredom. Yena adbhuta madhurima kidrisho vamadiyah. Okay. So whatever aspect you take, Krishna's every single aspect is sweet, and Srimati Radharani has complete capacity to experience every single feature of Krishna without any boredom, without any exhaustion. No one else can relish Krishna's sweetness to the degree Radharani can relish. So Krishna became curious. I also want to relish. Then third reason. Third is Saukhyam chasyamadανubhavatah kidrisham veti lobhat. Saukhyam means happiness that Srimati Radharani experiences. Anubhavataha means to experience. So while tasting Krishna's sweetness, while seeing Krishna, while hearing Krishna's flute, while conversing with Krishna, while serving Krishna, or whatever she does in relationship with Krishna, in fact, everything that she does is in relationship with Krishna only. So whatever she is doing in relationship with Krishna, she is experiencing great saukhyam, happiness. Krishna was thinking, I am the person who is receiving service, and she is the person who is rendering service. Generally, one who does service, one who renders service, has to do all hard work. One who receives service is very comfortable, right? So one who is doing hard work may not feel so much ecstasy as much as the person who is just relaxed and then happily receiving all services. But in this case, Krishna is the recipient of service and Radharani is rendering service, and the happiness that Radharani experiences by rendering service to Krishna is 10 million times more than the happiness of Krishna who is receiving that service, right? So the person who is being the recipient of service is getting 1 by 1 crore happiness. So Krishna used the word 1 crore, right? Koti or koti, crores. So Krishna's happiness is not as much as Radharani's happiness, although Krishna receives service and Radharani renders service. So Krishna thought, I want to experience her happiness also. Saukhyam chasya madanubhavatah kidrisham veti lobhat. Whenever Radharani comes in contact with Krishna, she experiences unlimited happiness, and Krishna becomes curious to understand what is the extent of that happiness. I also want to experience that happiness. So sugar does not know how sweet sugar is. One who tastes sugar understands how sweet the sugar is. Similarly, Krishna himself does not know the extent of his own sweetness. But Radharani, who relishes Krishna's sweetness, she experiences great sweetness, great happiness. Krishna became curious to understand that happiness. Now, in the second line, in the second reason, we see Aswadyo yena adbhuta madhurima kidrisho vamadiyah. Krishna wanted to understand the extent of his own sweetness. In the third line, we see that Krishna wanted to experience the happiness of Radharani when she experiences Krishna's sweetness, right? Here the reason is connected to sweetness. Here the reason is connected to experience, anubhavataha. Okay. Now let me summarize all the three reasons. First, Krishna wanted to understand the extent of Radharani's love for him, pranaya mahima. Second, Krishna wanted to experience his own sweetness that Radharani is experiencing, that is madhurima. Then third, Krishna wanted to experience the happiness of Srimati Radharani when she is serving Krishna. So total three reasons. Yes, who will summarize the three reasons? Who will say these three reasons? Yes. First reason, Karthik.
Only like the Pranay, he wanted to understand how much Radharani loves him.
Second, Kamakshi.
Prabhuji, that Krishna wanted to, he wanted to know that how much sweetness like devotee,
Yes.
how much sweetness he has.
Okay. Third reason. Who will
What
say
is
the
it?
third reason? Not you. Krishiva, you say the third reason.
Prabhuji, Krishna want to experience Srimati Radharani's happiness in serving Krishna.
Correct. Okay. So these are the three reasons. So with these three reasons, lobhat, lobha means greed. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, kama krodhas tatha lobha tasmadetattrayam tyajet trividham narakasyedam dvaram nashanam. Krishna said kama, krodha, lobha are like gateways to hell. Give them up. But now Krishna is exhibiting lobha. Krishna is very greedy now. Lobha. For what? To fulfill these three desires. These three desires Krishna has kama. Okay. Now he is lobha. He said there are three gateways to hell, but now he's exhibiting these three qualities here. Okay. But these three qualities are transcendental qualities, transcendental desires, transcendental greed, not gateways to hell, gateways to transcendental bliss. Okay. So with these three desires, being greedy to fulfill these three desires, what did Krishna do? Tadbhavadhyaha. Krishna accepted the bhava of Radha. Samajani sachi garbha sindhau harinduhu. So with the bhava, with the emotion of Srimati Radharani, Krishna entered into the womb of Mother Sachi. Samajani Sachi Garbha, womb of Mother Sachi. And here a very beautiful comparison is given. Sindhu means ocean. Indu means, what is Indu? Who knows the meaning of Indu? Sindhu is ocean. I said one thing. What is Indu? No one knows. Indu means moon. Okay. Indu is moon, Sindhu is ocean. So how did the moon appear? During Samudra Manthan, when the Asuras and Devatas were churning the milk ocean, moon appeared, right? Just as moon appeared from the milk ocean, Lord Hari, in the form of Lord Gauranga, he appeared from the ocean of Mother Sachi's womb. Clear? The comparison is clear here. So, Garbha Sindhu, Sachi Garbha Sindhu Harinduhu. So, Indu appeared from Sindhu, means moon appeared from milk ocean. Now, Hari appeared from Sachi Garbha. Sachi Garbha is compared to Sindhu and Hari is compared to Indu. That's why we say Gaurachandra, Krishna Chandra, right? Ramachandra. So the Lord is compared with Indu. That does not mean Lord is like any, like Indra. Indu or Chandra is a Devata, right? So when Krishna is being compared with Chandra, that does not mean we are just equating him with one Devata there. Point is, Indu, moon is very beautiful, very sweet. So just to describe Krishna's sweetness, the scriptures sometimes compare Krishna with the most beautiful object available in this material world. But Krishna is more beautiful than moon. Sometimes Krishna's feet are compared with lotuses, lotus feet, lotus hands, we say, right? That does not mean Krishna's hands are like lotuses only. Okay, lotus is the most beautiful object. Therefore, Krishna's hands are compared with lotuses. Krishna's feet are compared with lotuses. But Krishna's hands and feet and everything about Krishna is much more beautiful than lotus. And Krishna is much more beautiful than moon. Moon has some spots. Krishna has no spots. Akalanka Gaura Chandra Dila Darshan Sakalanka Chandra Arya Kona Prayojan. So when Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared on this planet from Sachi Garbha, the real moon, or the moon that people understand, that moon just disappeared behind eclipse. Why? Akalanka Gaurachandra is appearing. Akalanka Gaurachandra means that Chandra, who is Gaura, Gaurachandra means golden moon. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, is Akalanka. Kalanka means spot. Kalanka means some contamination. Akalanka means spotless. When spotless moon Gaurachandra appeared, the moon that has spots, he disappeared behind the eclipse. Akalanka Gaurachandra Dila Darshan Sakalanka Chandra Ara Kona Prayojan. When Akalanka Gaurachandra is giving his darshan, what is the use of Sakalanka Chandra, the spotful moon, moon that has so many spots? So, although Lord Hari is compared with Indu, Hari is more beautiful than Indu. So, these are the three internal reasons or confidential reasons for the descent of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Now, let's recite the shloka once again. All three reasons are connected with Srimati Radharani. Yeah, recite. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva
Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kedishovanayaiva
Svadyo Yenadbhutamadhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah
Sadhyo Yenadbhutamadhurima Kedrisho Vamadiyah
Saukyam Chasyamadhanubhavatah Kidrisham Veti Lobhat
Saukyam Chasyamadhanubhavat Kedrisham Veti Lobhat
Tadbhavadhyah Samajanishachi Garbhasindhau Harinduhu.
Tadbhavadhyah samajani sachi garbhasindhau harinduh.
Next. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva
Krishna Krishna
Shri
Hare Hare
Radha
Hare
Shovanayaiva
Swadyo Yenadbhutamadhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah
Sadhyo Yenadbhutamadhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah
Saukyam Chasyamadhanubhavatah Kidrisham Veti Lobhat
Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavata Kidrisham Veti Lobhat
Yadbhavadhyah Samajanishachi Garbhasindhau Harinduhu.
Bhavadya Samajani Sachi Garbha Sindho Harindo.
Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Janmashtami. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kitra Shobha Naheva Sadhyo Yena Adbhuta Madhurima Kitra Shobha Madhiya Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavata Kitra Shambheti Lobha Tadhavadya Samadana Sachi Karva Sindhu Harindu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyam Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavat Kidrisham Yet Veti Lobha
Tadbhavadhyah Samajanishachi
Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachi Garbha Sindho Harindu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Next.
Yes, Prabhuji. Shri Radha. 1 minute, Prabhuji. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyya Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavata Kidrisham Veti Lobhat Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachi Garbha Sindhau Harindau.
Next.
Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva Swadyo Yena Adbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiyah Saukyam Chasya Madanubhavatah Kidrisham Veti Lobhat Tadbhavadya Samajani Sati Garbha Sindhu Harindu.
Thank you. Anyone remaining? Okay. We will meet next week with another shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita or some other scripture about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.